Hello, welcome to the Creators Guild podcast. I'm Chris Howell, and with me,
Jared Lovelady.
and we are here to talk about all things creative. Jared, how's life?
It's good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Anything exciting in the Lovelady world?
Got back surgery coming up in a couple weeks.
Hey, I have shoulder surgery coming up in a couple of weeks. In fact, what are we, 3 days apart?
Something like that.
Yay for us. Woohoo.
Yeah. Nothing like getting old.
Awesome, right? Well, mine's not even getting older. It's don't get injured. Don't tear your rotator cuffs.
Yeah.
You know, doing MMA or whatever. Then you won't ever have to have shoulder surgery. I've avoided it for a long time. Like, supposed to have surgery what year is it? 2025? 50, so yeah, 12, 13 years ago. And I put it off this long.
Yep.
I'm like, maybe I should have just had it then, 12 years younger.
Maybe.
Oh well. Oh well. It should be a quick recovery though. It's
Should
not a
be.
full on for me. It's not a full on everything. For you, you're like, yours should be pretty quick too, right? Based on what they were saying.
According to what they're saying, it should be just a matter of, the cuts healing up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Good times. Good times. Well, today we're not going to talk about surgeries.
No.
We wanted to dive in. We wanted to do a little bit of a comparison. The years don't matter. The points are made up. They don't matter. What's the whose line is it anyway?
Yeah.
Phrase.
Um,
The something's made up and the points don't matter. The rules.
yeah. So
Rules are made up.
remember.
Points don't. I don't remember. Anyway, it's just all arbitrary. But Jared and I were talking the other day. I was at your house. We're working on editing, and something came up. Oh,
It's
Legend. The movie Legend. If you haven't seen the movie Legend, you should go see the movie Legend. It's from 1986.
Yep.
Okay, when did it come out?
April?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's came out.
Came out in April.
So April of 1986. And I learned recently there's a director's cut of Legend from 1986. And you can get it right now in the Walmart $5 bin. How do I know for sure you can get it in the Walmart $5 bin? Because I heard that, and so I decided to go look, and sure enough, the director's cut of Legend is in the $5 bin. So now I have a copy of the director's cut of Legend.
You do. It's at my house, and I'm going to be watching it.
Yeah.
Eventually.
So that started picking up Legend, grabbing it out of the $5 bin and being like, yay, now because I heard somebody said like there were added scene or deleted scenes that are in the director's cut. There is added context.
It's like 23 minutes longer.
Yeah. So there's little things that some people were like, oh, this like cleared up some things, added a little bit more depth to the movie. So I was like, oh, sweet. Well, now I want to see what this is all about. So now I have a director's cut of Legend. But that sparked a whole conversation about.
Well, what sparked it was my daughter came in and was going to watch it. And I was like, it's Tom Cruise, And I was like, he was in Top Gun.
That's right.
So I looked up when Top Gun came out, and Top Gun came out the next month.
Yeah. A month later. Month after. Well, in what we found in the U.S.
Yeah.
It came out, Legend came out actually in 1985 in Europe.
Right.
So there was about 6-month lead time in Europe compared to the United States release. But that's still a pretty tight to go from Tom Cruise being in Legend to starring in Top Gun.
Yeah.
Like that's a pretty quick turnaround because it's only a few months,
Top
Gun came out in June,
May.
May.
And
Oh, it's May, so just
yeah.
a month
Well, yeah. From
for
those
the
two.
U.S. release.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a pretty quick time frame. Granted, go back 6 months, but still, finish recording Legend, Top Gun, and then the actress that was in Legend, she's also in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and we started looking. Ferris Bueller's Day Off came out also
In
1986. So that got us thinking and doing a little bit of looking like, well, what the heck? You got Top Gun, Legend, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. What else came out in 1986? So we pulled up from thenumbers.com and found a list of all of the movies that came out in 1986. And then we went through that list. I'm like, not everything on there are number one hits. Not everything on there is the best. You know, some people may not think Ferris Bueller's Day Off is the best movie ever, or Top Gun is the best movie ever. But those movies, Legend, you know, the movies and a bunch of other movies on this list are considered like they're classic hits.
Classics or cult classics?
Yeah. They're movies that they still have followings today and will likely have followings as long as movies exist. You know, and so it got us talking about, well, what happened to movies? Like, I can't think of, there's like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, there's DC Cinematic Universe, there's some little pockets of things that people enjoy, but like, are there groups of people that watch the Marvel movies or any one Marvel movie or any standalone movie post like 2005 that they refer back to the way people still refer back to Ferris Bueller's Day Off today?
Yeah,
I mean,
know.
the sequel, Top Gun Maverick, came out, what was it, 40 years later?
Some right around that.
Well, it would have been
86. It came out in.
So it couldn't have been 40 years later because that would have been next year.
Yeah.
So 30 years
30-some
later?
years later.
But no, it was after 2016. So 35 ish. 35 years later, Top Gun Maverick comes out ish. And it came out 35 years later because people still wanted a sequel to Maverick or to Top Gun. And people still watch Top Gun. And I'm like, okay, there'll be some movies here and there that people still watch from today, but do any of them have the following and that kind of timelessness that a bunch of movies from 1986 have? And if they don't, why don't they have them? Like, I don't know. We have all the technology and money and studios, and there's a lot of good acting talent that's out there. So why don't we have movie years like 1986 in our modern times?
I can think of a few possibles, but let's go over some of these this list here.
Okay. So right off the bat, Hard Bodies 2, January of 1986. Who wouldn't want to miss? Just kidding. There are movies. Some of them I don't know. We said maybe I know that. Can you look up Head Office?
Head Office.
Yeah. So I know I have heard of that one. It's a black comedy. I don't know who's in it. I'm like, it's ringing a bell, but I don't know why. But I didn't look that one up. So some of these: Do It for One, Half Moon Street, Hard Bodies 2, Matador, Nanu. A bunch of those came out in January, and then Head Office came out in January. I don't know. Like I said, that one rings a bell, but I don't know what it is. Anything? Finding anything there?
Judge Reinhold and Jane Seymour. but it's not one I've seen.
Okay. Yeah, it's. I mean, Jane Seymour. She was big in the Scarlet Pimpernel. Jane Seymour. Um, and then, so the first bigger one that I recognize, Black Moon Rising. So Black Moon Rising came out January 10th. And January is known to be like a slower month, but that one came out early January. And then like some of these like Sharma and Beyond, I don't know what that is. Kamiko Sass, I can't even pronounce that. But then Sky Pirates. Like I remember, or at least remember the name, Sky Pirates. I do not remember what it's about, but I remember seeing the name. And then you got The Adventures of Mark Twain, The Adventures of the American Rabbit, Boy in Blue, and then the first big one that I'm like, oh, definitely recognize that one, Clan of the Cave Bear. Do you remember that one?
Never heard of it.
You've never heard of Clan of the Cave Bear?
No.
I think Clan of the Cave Bear, because your daughter's name is Anya.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Clan of the Cave Bear, one of the characters in that, her name is Anya. And I had thought, like, did you get that name from Clan of the Cave Bear?
My ex-wife came up with that name. I don't know where she got it.
Did she get it from?
Probably
did she get it from?
not. I think it was a friend of hers was named Anya.
Oh no, it's Ayla. Clan of the Cave Bear is Ayla, not Anya. That was close. Still, I remember Clan of the Cave Bear. And then Heathcliff the movie. Heathcliff was big. Heathcliff is not as timeless. Garfield is more timeless. I wouldn't say Heathcliff is not the Wish version of Garfield, but
no, actually Heathcliff came out first.
yeah. But I think Garfield got more popular. But I still remember the song. Heathcliff, Heathcliff, no one should terrorize your neighborhood. And then, what is it? Heathcliff just won't be undone, playing pranks on everyone. Do, 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 do. I remember the words. Anyway, I remember the song. I used to watch Heathcliff. And then Jared's favorite, Iron Eagle.
Oh, yeah. I liked it as a kid.
Yeah. I mean, it brought in $24 million.
Did it really?
Yeah. So I'm like, well, it did pretty good.
Have you seen it?
Yeah. Yeah. And then the movie Troll. Did you ever see Troll?
No.
I remember that being a big movie in 1980. It does have a cult following. There were still Troll movies being made, I think, up into the 2000s that were like, they may not have been sequels of the movie of Troll, but they were like connected at the hip with references back to Troll. So I remember that one. And then what's another? Let's see. The Image Maker, My Chauffeur, The Best of Time. So The Best of Times, that was a big one that came out. And then Down and Out in Beverly Hills. Remember that one? That was a big comedy.
Sounds familiar, but
so that one, let's see.
I don't know. I'm not looking at the same list you are, so
Okay. It's not taking me to. Oh, here we go. Cast and crew. Yeah, it was Nick Nolte and Bette Midler. Nick Nolte, Bette Midler, Richard Dreyfuss. So I'm like, big names. But that came out. I mean, that grossed $62 million in 86. And then Eliminators, and then Forever Young. Remember that one coming out? And then, of course, Stripper, that came out. That one goes along with the Hard Bodies, you know. Hard Bodies 2, Stripper, got to have competing movies coming out at the same time.
yeah.
Let's see. I don't remember FX, Hannah and her sisters, Lady Jane, but the Delta Force, that one came out.
Oh,
Yeah, that was a
Remember
big
that.
one.
Was that Chuck Norris movie?
There's Delta Force. I don't. Yeah, yep. That's. I always just called it Delta Force. But it's apparently it's the Delta Force. I've only called it Delta Force forever. So a part of me thought, oh, maybe it's the wrong movie. It's not. Chuck Norris, The Delta Force, 86. Like the Delta Force and related movies, still cult following today. Where did my list go?
There we go. I found your list. So
What the heck? Where's my? We were Iron Eagle, Troll. Okay. There we go. The Delta Force. And then movies. So as it gets a little bit into the year, so The Hitcher was a big one. I remember that. I'd seen that a couple times, 9.5 weeks. Those came out. The movie House was a like fun horror movie. And then a really big one, Pretty in Pink. Like there's still, all of these movies still have cult followings. Care Bears, the movie 2, A New Generation.
yeah,
That came, I mean,
I've
boom,
seen it.
right there. Right there, Care Bears 2. But then the next one, Highlander. Highlander came out in 86.
Yep.
And then Room with a View, that was a big one. Yuppies, GoBots. The GoBots movie. Battle of the Rock Lords.
Gung Ho, you missed that one.
Oh, yeah. Skipped Gung Ho. Oh, no, don't go to... Gosh dang it.
Yeah. Police Academy 3.
Yeah. Oh, did I skip that one too?
I don't know.
No. Yeah, Gung Ho came out. Just Between Friends, that was another one. GoBots, Police Academy, The Toxic Avenger. So that one came out on video. That one definitely has some crazy cult followings to it.
Yeah.
But then The Money Pit. The Money Pit came out in 86. So some of these, like I have DVDs and VHSs of some of these movies that we've already listed. Money Pit
Yeah.
with
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks. This April Fool's Day. I know that's yeah, maybe I'm thinking of a different movie. Clicking on it and going to that one, don't remember. So yeah, April Fool's Day, and then Critters. Like everybody from the 80s knows the movie Critters. And then Legend, of course. We already talked about Legend. Came out April 18th.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, look at the list that we're already at, and we're only in April. And then Wise Guys, that was a big movie.
Then a really big one.
Yeah,
Crocodile
huge.
Dundee.
Crocodile Dundee, 328 million. So April 24th, that one comes out. And then there's a couple other ones.
We're skipping a lot of the.
Yeah. We're skipping a bunch of them that people who were from the 80s probably remember. We were kids in the 80s, so some of these don't really hit. But you keep going down the list. So I remember The Shadow of Kilimanjaro coming out. That one was crazy. But monkeys, the baboons of Kilimanjaro coming down and eating people.
Oh yeah.
Stuff, and I'm like, I remember just seeing a little, wanting to watch it, and then like a few years later, as a like older child, not teen, whatever, watching it, and then being like, I shouldn't have watched this. Killer baboons. But then right after that, or actually on the same day,
Yeah. Short
Circuit. So that's the thing is, almost all, not all of these, but well, all of them except for like one, The Toxic Avenger. All of these were theatrical releases. So if you wanted to go see stuff in the theater, that's the list so far. And we've skipped over a bunch.
Mm-hmm.
So just into April, these are all things, all movies you could have gone and seen in the theater, you know? So the last movie, I saw Top Gun in the theater, Top Gun 2, and Dune. But I'm like, what movies are really draw my attention that are like, go see this in the theater? Even if it was not as costly as it is to go see movies in the theater.
Yeah, but it was cheap entertainment back then. Now it's not so cheap.
No, not at all. I mean, you want to take like, me and if it's like you want to go and take your wife and your 2 kids, like, well, that's going to be like $80.
Yeah.
Like, what? What are you talking about?
Well, here's one that was poorly timed in its release, and that Space Camp came out on June 6th. Do you know what happened?
Yes.
Yeah, in January
Yeah.
of '86, the Challenger exploded.
Yeah. But hey, it's still, Space Camp has a big following.
I loved it as a kid.
Yeah. Well, we skipped over.
Oh,
you kind of jumped ahead to May 16th, Top Gun. May 23rd, Cobra. Also May 23rd, the second Poltergeist. And then
My Little Ponies, the movie,
Yep.
on June 6th. And then on June 11th, Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Right. Back to School. That came out. So Ferris Bueller's Day Off came out June 11th. Back to School, June 13th. Like, bam, back to back. Crazy comedies. Mona Lisa came out. Then Legal Eagles, Karate Kid Part 2. And then Labyrinth, just a couple weeks later, June, Labyrinth comes out. And then Running Scared. And then Ruthless People. Well, and I skipped over, I don't remember watching American Anthem, but Labyrinth, Running Scared, Ruthless People, just bam, bam. They're all in the same, those, you could go pick those to watch, but you're also still, that was June 27th. So you'd likely still have Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Back to School, Karate Kid Part 2, all still in the theater when Labyrinth, Running Scared, and Ruthless People come out.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck? Then, just a week later, Big Trouble in Little China.
Yep.
This one about last night. That one sounds familiar, but it's not. Demi Moore and Rob Lowe so that would have been huge at the time. Demi Moore and Rob Lowe.
It did 39,000 or million at the box office.
Yeah. It just, 86, I would have been 7 years old, so watching a Demi Moore Rob Lowe movie was not real high on my list. But the next one, The Great Mouse Detective. Then Psycho 3. Then Under the Moon. I'm like, bam, right there. Then this Club Paradise, that one. I mean, Club Paradise. Robin Williams, Peter O'Toole, Rick Moranis, Adolph Caesar, Eugene Levy, Joanna Cassidy. Like, it's got a good cast.
Excuse me.
And then right after that, Aliens. So we had Alien, and now the sequel with Sigourney Weaver, Aliens, June 18th. And then Vamp. Vamp is... I remember that. Yeah, the comedy. I don't recognize any of those actors' names, but I remember
Let's see.
at least something about Vamp.
Who is in it?
So again, they're not all amazing. I mean, you got June 25th, Maximum Overdrive. And then 5 days later, July 25th, Maximum Overdrive. July 30th, Flight of the Navigator comes out. And then the same night as Flight of the Navigator, Nothing in Common. Then 2 days after that, Friday the 13th, Part 6. And that same night, Howard the Duck.
Yeah.
If you've never seen Howard the Duck, you might watch it once.
Yeah.
Like,
I've seen it once, and that was enough.
I remember watching it and being like, oh, I love Howard the Duck. Then we got the DVD. And I was like, hey, we're going to watch Howard the Duck. And I put it in, and I'm like, what? the
Nothing like
crap?
full frontal poultry.
Yes. Oh, ridiculous. Then Castle in the Sky came out 2 days after that. Then we're into August 8th, One Crazy Summer.
That's a good movie.
I know, right? And then that same night, so while One Crazy Summer, you still have Castle in the Sky in the theater, and then Stand By Me and Transformers, the movie. And that's
the animated
the
movie.
animated movie, yeah. But still, Stand By Me, Transformers, One Crazy Summer, all in the theater for you to choose from. And then while those are out, Armed and Dangerous comes out, The Boy Who Could Fly, The Fly, Manhunter. Boom. All those hit just, what is that? Just 7 days later.
Mhm.
Then, let's see, you got Extremities. I remember that was, I remember seeing that once when I was a little bit older, but it was popular at the time. So Extremities, and then Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 came out. And then I think that's it for August as far as bigger movies.
September.
Getting into September, you've got I remember Blue Velvet and Radioactive Dreams. That one was a weird movie. It wasn't real popular, but I remember it. It was weird. But you're getting into September. The movie theater time is kind of
The summer
dying out.
blockbusters are over.
Yeah. But you've got, going into October, Children of a Lesser God comes out. Tough Guys comes out. And then Peggy Sue Got Married. That was a big one. Jumpin' Jack Flash. So Whoopi Goldberg is in Jumpin' Jack Flash. And then Peggy Sue Got Married is Nicolas Cage. And then right after that, and on the 17th, The Color of Money, followed by The Mission. Then Soul Man, October 24th. And then, of course, Trick or Treat, which is kind of I remember Trick or Treat being like it wanted to be Halloween or Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Didn't quite hold up though. And then October 30th on Halloween, Sky Bandits comes out. That one wasn't super popular. It's kind of but still, it's something to watch on Halloween. Shifting into November. Well, where did it just go?
November, let's see, we've got...
You got Hoosiers. Hoosiers was a big one. I have a DVD of Hoosiers over there on the shelf right now.
And
then,
An American Tail.
Yep, An American Tail. Who doesn't love Feifel? And then Firewalker. That one was November 21st. Solar Babies. Who doesn't, come on, Solar Babies.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. It's a weird one. But then you have Star Trek 4, Voyage Home.
Which is one of the most popular ones.
Right?
That's the one where they go back in time and save the whales.
Yeah, boom, right there. Star Trek The Voyage Home. Dead Time Stories. you know?
Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah. But then you get into December, Mosquito Coast. I remember that one. Heartbreak Ridge.
Yeah,
So,
that was a big one.
yeah, that's still, people still watch Heartbreak Ridge today. The Golden Child, definitely a cult following. Crimes of the Heart, those two. Golden Child, again, if you haven't seen Golden Child, it's worth watching once. If you need something, Eddie Murphy with I want the knife. I want the knife. So same thing. Like I got Howard the Duck because I remember watching it. I remember watching Golden Child, and I'm like, I gotta get Golden Child. I remember that being fun as a kid. And then I watched it, and I was like, I think I just like got a spoonful of depression.
That's all right, because the Three Amigos came out that same day.
Yes, same day. Three Amigos in 1986. And of course, Dogs in Space. And King Kong Lives. That one came out. But then, on the day King Kong Lives, which, not so great a movie. Little Shop of Horrors. Boom. Right there. Big one.
And Platoon.
And same night, Platoon. Yep. Like that one, Platoon, huge. Still huge today. And then I think we're getting down to, I don't think there's any. Yeah, I remember Witchboard. I remember that one coming out and seeing it a little bit later. Horror, haunting, possession, etc. So yeah, that's our list. We skipped over a bunch of stuff that whatever. There's always random movies that are coming out. But that's the lineup for 1986. Not every movie is the best movie in the world. But of the list we just went over, huge list of movies that people still watch today. And there are cult followings, there are classic followings, there are cult classics, classic followings. And then a bunch of them they just stand the test. They hold up under the test of time. Like Ferris Bueller's Day Off, that'll always be a go-to. Platoon, Legend, Three Amigos, those all came out in the same year. You had movies. Essentially, you had movies throughout the whole year that it would be worth going to see in the theater. Especially given the TVs that were available in 1986. So that might have some
I think
weight there.
I think a big part of what has changed is our access to stuff at home.
Yeah.
But still, you think, well, they'd put out content for at home.
Yeah.
But think about what people are doing all the time. They're watching TikTok and they're watching Reels and they're watching stuff like that. So I think we're so saturated with just content in general.
Well, we've had the conversation before where look at like CGI. You go back to around like 2005 and there's CGI that really holds up well from 2005. Go back further than that, look at Jurassic Park, where like the way they did the first Jurassic Park, and if you compare Jurassic Park back in the day to Jurassic Park coming out today, and you're like, the story isn't as good, and the CGI doesn't look as good as what the CGI did go back like 3 Jurassic Parks ago. The CGI is somehow getting worse. I'm like, I don't know if it's the speed that they're trying to push stuff out, but I'm like, you're focusing so much on big scenes that you're losing the detail of the scene, and you're also losing character depth and dialogue and actual substance of the story. That makes me want to, like, I can watch it and be like, well, that was entertaining. And then if somebody ever says, hey, do you want to watch this movie? I'm like, I'll skim through. If someone said, so Jared, if you said, do you want to watch Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
Yeah.
Like Ferris Bueller's Day Off will play like flash zoop through my mind, you know, waiting for Cameron, talking to the, you know, he gets up in the morning, he's faking being sick, he's talking to the camera, he takes a shower, gets on the phone with Cameron, you know, Cameron goes outside, he's getting in his car, and then he gets out and he's jumping up and down. You know, he calls Simone, his sisters at the school, or Save Ferris, going around doing collections. And I saw my sister's girlfriend's best friend's saw Ferris pass out at 31 Flavors last week. I guess it's pretty bad. And then Bueller, like the whole movie can flash through my brain, just boom. And I just watch the whole movie in my head, and I'm like, yeah, let's watch Ferris Bueller's Day Off. And then jump to a modern, like one of the Marvel movies. Hey, do you want to watch a Marvel movie? And I'm like, there's like 4 scenes with characters interacting, doing interesting stuff. All the rest is jumping through space and flashing lights and jump through space and flash. And I'm like, you know, or a 45-minute battle scene where it's literally just CGI explosion and CGI explosion and CGI explosion and CGI explosion and over. I'm like, there. Okay, well, I just watched a whole bunch of scenes of stuff blowing up in my head and very little substance of story. I'm like, I don't want to watch that.
Yeah.
You know, when it jumps through my brain, there's no key points that jump out of my brain that are like, I want to see that again. I want to see Ferris standing outside his car, standing outside leaning against Cameron's dad's car, and Simone talking to the principal. And is like, well, I guess that's my dad. I better go. And she walks down, and then she's like, Ferris. And he's like, do you have a kiss for daddy? You know? And she's like, are you kidding me? And then he kisses her, and then the principal's like, so that's how it is in their family. You know? Like, and then with your bad knee, Ed, you shouldn't throw anybody. The principal, and then the red-haired, like, that lady is a great actress.
Mm-hmm.
When she's trying to pretend to be Rooney, she's like Principal Rooney, and he's like, oh, I can't go. She's trying, like, I don't know what she's trying to do. I'm trying to imitate his voice, and she's just like grunting and like all this stuff that just gives depth to all the characters. And the story's just the kid who takes a break from school for a day, and him and his buddy, him and his girlfriend and his best friend steal his dad's Ferrari, and they go have a day in the city. Like, there's nothing super in depth about this, but the characters and the build up and everything, all the people that are there make for a great story. Same thing. I can be like, oh, Three Amigos, thinking about it. Boom. All of Three Amigos just played in my head. You know, my little buttercup has the sweetest smile. Pick a movie today. And so by comparison, we pulled up a list. You were looking on IMDb.
Well, I'm back. I'm on the one you're on now, and I'm looking at this year stuff that's come out. It's like, I don't recognize any of these movies.
So yeah, I was looking at 2025. What do we have or 2024? What do we have for 2025? What's it look like? What's the lineup?
Let's see.
So I saw like the Minecraft movie, but let's see. We're going to look up top grossing movies, because they do have, their list does consist of like everything that came out around the globe. So for 2024, that list is 5,000 movies long.
Yeah.
Like,
here's IMDb's, and they're done by popularity. So
okay.
This is for this year, 2025. The Woman in Cabin 10. It's a horror, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
One Battle After Another. Never heard of it. Black Phone 2, never heard of it. Tron Ares, I've heard of. I
Yeah,
haven't seen it yet.
I've heard mixed stuff about Tron Ares.
The Perfect Neighbor, Weapons, Roofman, The Twits, which I've heard is funny.
Your dad mentioned the Twits the other day because
Yeah.
it's on Netflix now, right?
Yeah.
He said something about wanting to watch the Twits.
The Lost Bus and Good Fortune. That's the top 10.
Yeah, like half of those. So movies that have just come out. So I pulled out top grossing movies of 2025 on thenumbers.com. So it's kind of a comparison to the 1986 using the same site. So there's the Minecraft, a Minecraft movie.
Which I'd like to see.
Yeah, I've heard positive stuff
Jack Black.
about that, and it's Jack Black. Lilo and Stitch, but that's the live action, right? The live action
Is
Lilo
it?
and
I don't
Stitch. Is that? Come on, come up.
Oh, How to Train Your
It's
Dragon.
not.
That was a good movie. I saw that in the theater.
And then
the live action How to Train Your Dragon.
yeah,
It was pretty good. It followed the original movie very closely.
yeah, and I'm sure like it's probably well done. I've heard positive things about it, but I'm like I'm not a big converting stuff to live action fan in general.
I'm not in general. They did a really good job with that one.
Like if they maybe I would enjoy How to Train Your Dragon better because if it's more of a 1-to-1. The problem that I have is they do the live action and then they change things that aren't 1-to-1, and I'm like, but why? You know,
Oh, there was a good movie that came out this year that we watched together.
that was
The Naked Gun.
oh yeah, Naked Gun came out
forgot
this
about
year. It's still not the same timeless classic as
No,
the original, the
but
Leslie Nielsen Naked Gun, but
I
it
went
did
into
play
it-
on the theme really well.
I went into it expecting to not like it, and it was pretty funny.
Yeah, it was worth watching. And if you're going to watch the series, if I'm going to be like, we're going to have a binge watch of the Naked Gun movies, it would be added to the list,
Yeah.
or it would be included as part of that. So
Oh, there's another one that we saw. Mission Impossible. It was pretty
yeah,
good.
the new Mission Impossible one. Yep. That one jumped around a little bit more than the other ones.
It did, but it was part of the way they were telling the story.
Yeah. Yeah, some of it was just like they had like big gaps in the story, and I know it was to move stuff along. But again, if you're gonna watch Mission Impossible, I would watch all the way to the end. I might fast forward through some of Mission Impossible 2,
Well,
but all the rest of them, right up there. So yeah, Lilo and Stitch, Superman came out. I haven't seen that one yet.
haven't either.
And I'm like, I don't know if I want to. That's one of the things with doing remakes and redoing
me,
of the same thing.
Christopher Reeve is Superman,
Yeah.
but that's the age we grew up in.
Yeah. It's just it's like Batman, watching Batman in the DC universe, and you're like, okay, how many times are you gonna retell just a slight variation of the same of Batman?
Yeah.
Like, pick it up somewhere in the future. Don't tell me the same origin story over and over and over again. Like, I'm fine with you're just jumping in and here's a movie about Batman. Like, well, we didn't get this Batman's origin story. Like, it's bats. His mom and dad got killed. He's really rich, and there's bats, and he dressed up like a bat. That's all you need to know. He fights crime. That's it. That's all you need to know. Give me another story. Give me something else happens. A new bad guy is here. Well, it's not the same Batman, and he has different stuff. I don't care. Tell me something new. Stop spitting out. That's why with Superman, I don't. Krypton blew up, and his parents sent him away. Jeez, we get it. Is there anything different about how this Superman was created? No. Then just tell me a different story. I don't care if it's a different actor. It's a different Superman. If it's a different universe with Superman, I don't need to see how he was created again.
Yeah.
So that's why I haven't seen Superman yet. Then you got Jurassic World Rebirth. That's like they're not retelling the story of Jurassic Park stuff.
No.
They're they just keep adding to it, moving on. And I'm like, hey, that's great. I haven't kept up with them because again, some of the stuff like you're just dinosaurs.
Yeah, dinosaurs eat people.
Yeah. So when I watch like Chris Pratt does a good job playing in there. Like when I think of one of the movies with him, I'm like, it goes through my head and I'm like, nothing. There's nothing in my brain that jumps out as that was really memorable, and I want to go see it on the screen again.
Yeah.
I don't have any of those moments. I do with the first Jurassic Park. I'm like, I want to see Professor Malcolm. I want to see when that first turns and the dinosaurs, when he's standing up, takes his sunglasses off, and she's like, this shouldn't even exist. These have been extinct. And she's holding that big frond leaf thing, and he grabs her head and turns it, and then it pans back, and there's a brontosaurus.
Yeah.
Or whatever,
Whatever
I'm calling it a brontosaurus. Something brontosaurus-esque. And then when he's like, say again, we have a T-Rex. And he's like all excited, like, I'm going to pee my pants. I'm so excited about telling you about the T-Rex. Like, there are memorable moments, and I don't have those memorable moments with a lot of new stuff. So Fantastic Four, I've heard that one's good. Does it fall again? I'm like, maybe it's a different take. It does go back to, gives that old timey feel, so it's unique. But how many Fantastic Four movies exist? Not as many as Superman and Batman, but still. Like, so we already said there's Mission Impossible, F1. So I've heard good. So F1, that's one thing with, does F1 and Hoosiers, they kind of fall in the same thing. Like F1 I could see falling in, like I could get a DVD of F1 and throw it in there and it'd be next to Hoosiers. I don't pull Hoosiers out and watch it all the time.
I've not seen it. I don't even know what it's about.
It's, it's based on, it's historical fiction kind of thing of events that happened. Basketball team.
Oh.
F1, the movie, it's historical fiction about F1.
No, it's not. Is it?
Yeah.
I thought that was the new Brad Pitt movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Brad Pitt, F1.
It's not historical though. It's modern day.
But I mean, it's modern. But I mean, it's saying it's like it's a historical fiction. Like it's not everything's. It's based on. It'd be like Ford versus Ferrari.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
Yeah, that's based on in the past. This thing happened. Well, F1, it's modern, but like next year you'd be like, oh, well, that's about F1, and an F1 racer. It's a fiction, but elements of it are real. Elements of it actually exist in history.
Right. Gotcha.
So it's just a modern day historical fiction. And then like going down, you get past Mission Impossible and F1, and then there's like The Conjuring, Weapons, Final Destination. Final Destination has a cult following to it. Demon Slayer. There's Mufasa, The Lion King, the musical. I didn't even know about that. There's the new Freaky Friday that came out in August. The Snow White. I'm like,
that one was
one.
I've not seen it, but
yeah,
flopped pretty hard from what I heard.
Yeah, you've got Sonic the Hedgehog 3, like that one at least. I want to see that one because the other ones I like Jim Carrey. I want to see how that one plays out. 28 years later, I haven't watched that one yet, but there's what is it? 28 days later, 28 months later, and then 28 years later. Is that how the series goes?
I don't know. I know it's a sequel to 28 Days Later.
So there's, let's see. Yeah, 28 days later, 28 weeks later, and then 28 years later. So I'm curious curious to see how that one is. The Accountant 2. There are movies in here. So Moana 2.
Heard that
From
was terrible.
Yeah, I haven't heard, and then I haven't heard great about things about that one. Naked Gun. Then there's Karate Kid Legends, continuation of the Karate Kid story. Nosferatu. But I'm like, Paddington in Peru, Downton Abbey. So that one is going to have people that want to watch it because of the Downton Abbey continuation of the Downton Abbey series.
Yeah.
But a bunch of these. What is this? Is there a re-release of Star Wars Episode 3? Nope. Somehow it got Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith somehow got mixed into this list.
Oops.
Did they put it in theaters as a special thing, maybe?
They might have.
So yeah, you got Taylor Swift, I Know What You Did Last Summer, The Smurfs, Hard Eyes, Megan 2.0, Black Bag, The Last Breath, Wolfman, Novocaine, Hamilton.
Thunderbolts looks good.
Hamilton, yeah, Thunder, yeah. Gladiator 2. But I'm like, even Gladiator 2 had like big hype to it. I'm like, Gladiator 1, that's here's a good example. Gladiator 1 came out. Gladiator 1 is like timeless classic. Gladiator 2, from everything, I haven't even seen it yet.
I haven't either.
I really wanted to see it, and then everything I saw from it was, I expected it like a good movie, and then it's like everything I've seen from it was, well, it's just a cash grab, and it doesn't tell any kind of a story about like the way Gladiator 1 does. You don't care about the characters. You don't care about anything. You don't get the, are you not entertained? You don't get that scene in it. And I'm like, well, what the crap? Make like Top Gun. We talked about Top Gun's a classic. And then you have Top Gun Maverick. So Top Gun Maverick, that's one of the things that was really pushed, is it has to be its own story. It's got to be able to stand alone. It's a continuation, but it's got to be able to stand alone, and it's got to be built on the premise of the first one. And I know I'd heard, not that I know, I'd heard there was like pushback of, no, we need to make it like this. We need to add stuff like this. And I think it was Tom Cruise. It was like, no, it is going to be a continuation of the first Top Gun. And it's going to have the same elements as the first one, which is what everybody liked about the first one. Yeah. So we're going to do what worked and make the second one. I'm like, success. You did it. Good job.
Kind of ripped off the second half of A New Hope.
That's okay.
But
yeah. He didn't mention womp rats. He didn't say anything about shooting womp rats in his field with his speeder. So, but like it followed the same. The only thing is, I really wish the like that is Top Gun. I know it went with the first movie. There were like 2 spots in there where I was like, oh man, that would have been perfect, both from a nostalgia and fitting how the scene was playing out, to be like right there. Like that, everybody hears that, like that is the Top Gun theme.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, bam, you could have hit it.
They could have used it.
They could have put it in, and everybody would have, in the theater, I would have been like, yeah, it's there. But they didn't, and I'm like, okay. That was a decision. If I were in charge, I would have put that in there. But I don't know. There's another. Yeah, some of these, like it shows Toy Story from 1995. What? I don't know. So there are movies that came out this year. The question is, how many of these movies that have come out this year? It's October. have there been, how many of these movies have been to me like a draw to say you want to see this in the theater?
Yeah, maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah. And even beyond that, how many of them are a draw that are like, as soon as this hits streaming, you can watch
see
it.
this again. Yeah.
Yeah. Or if you didn't make it to the theater, because I mean, part of the issue right now with going to the theater is, like we said, you want to see this in the theater for $80. No, no, not. I can't. I don't want to spend $80.
Not when you can stream it for 15.
Yeah, or 4.
Yeah.
Or wait like 4 months later and be like, now I can just stream it as part of the streaming package that I already have. But even with streaming, a lot of these movies are like, if it comes up as something as an option to stream, if Ferris Bueller's Day Off comes up, I'm like, okay, am I in the mood for Ferris Bueller's Day Off? Maybe I am, and I'm going to watch it right now.
Yeah.
Or I'll just be like, randomly, hey, I'm making dinner. I want to watch a movie. Do you guys want to watch Ferris Bueller's Day Off? Let's go watch Ferris Bueller's Day Off. But would I be like, hey, do you want to watch? Let's go watch the new Fantastic Four. Like, I don't know. Can we watch if the new Fantastic Four? We can stream it. I'd be like, what about Ferris Bueller's Day Off? Like it doesn't catch me the way, The Sixth Sense, The Kid, Galaxy Quest. There's a million movies. Even, we talk about 86, The Money Pit. All these movies that I'm like, I want to see those scenes again, like old friends. And I don't feel that with the new stuff. I don't feel the, hey, yep, these are the new friends that I'm bringing in. It's like those are getting farther apart and fewer as time. And I'm like, well, we have the ability, we have the technology, the talent. They could be making movies that I'm like, oh yeah, this one is on the same level. It's going into the bank of, I will keep watching it. This one, I'll be like, let's pull that one out and watch it. Well, we just watched it last month. Yep, let's watch it again. Those get fewer and farther between, and have for like the past 25 years. And it's sad that that's the case. However, it does make those when you do come across those few, they really stand out, At least to me. When you're like, oh, that one, I'm going to keep watching it forever. They stand out because there isn't a plethora of them to choose from.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Well, that's our 2 cents. That's our comparison of 1986 versus now. And I'm like, I'm ready for another 1986.
Yeah.
I would be ecstatic if it was like 2026. Get ready. Here's the lineup. Because we're going to hit January. There's going to be 2 big movies in January. They're like, oh, I'm really looking forward to seeing those. Oh, and then February, we've got 3 more. March, there's another 2. There's 5 in April that I would potentially consider like these are going to be classics. May, there's going to be 2 more. June, there's going to be 7 in June. There'll be 7 different movies hitting the theaters in June that are going to fall into the realm of classic go-tos. And then it just keeps rolling. You're like, okay, well, September, there's 1. October, 1 or 2. November, here's a couple more. But still, you get to the end of the year and you're like, there's like 20 movies that came out this year that are like, they are part of my now permanent collection of movies, of go-tos that I want to have available to watch anytime.
Yeah. Yeah, where you have the problem of keeping up with movies and, not getting to see all the movies that year because there were too many.
Yeah.
Not because you were apathetic about their releases.
Yeah. And that's this list. They're like, I haven't kept up with all the movies on the list for this year. But the movies on the list for this year are very few that are like, oh yeah, I want to see that when it comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, oh, well, if I get around to that, maybe I'll watch that. And then it doesn't cross my mind again. And again, like you said, part of that is probably that we've got the overload of everything that's available. Mike, well, I'll go back and rewatch episodes of Bob's Burgers.
Yep.
When I'm like, there's new stuff available, and I look at it and I'm like, it just doesn't draw me in at all. I'll just go rewatch Bob's Burgers. That's kind of a depressing note to leave on. The positive thing is we still have all those movies, the classics we can still watch.
That's right.
And still enjoy them. And still enjoy the Three Amigos. Wherever there is injustice, you will find the Three Amigos. Dusty, would you like to kiss me on the veranda? On the lips would be fine. So ridiculous. Classic. So we still have those. And there will be some. I want some more of those years. I want those years to come back. And it's not just like remembering the good old times. We could have movies coming out like that. So if there's anybody movie producing, Hollywood, whatever, who happens to hear our podcast, get on it. Give us our list of 20 that will be cult classics that year. And then 20 next year and 20 the year after that. Put in the work. Do it. They did it in 1986. You can do it now. Right?
That's right.
So, I don't know. Maybe for everybody listening, maybe you have a different opinion. Maybe you listen to that list of movies and you're like, these guys are crazy. Those are garbage. You're wrong, but still, you might be thinking that. So let us know what you think. Did we miss anything? Maybe The Vindicator from 1986. Maybe you were like, you didn't even mention The Vindicator. That's the best movie ever. I don't know.
Yeah, couldn't tell you.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming along with us today. We appreciate you listening. Appreciate you joining in to our strange thoughts, strange discussions. Hopefully you have books, movies, music, all the different things that for you, they're like, these are my friends. These are my go-tos. They bring me comfort. They make life enjoyable, sometimes just for the sheer enjoyment of it. And maybe you share some of the same perspectives of the movies that we just listed, that they're great. And if you are finding movies today, maybe you disagree with the modern movies, our take on modern movies. Maybe you're like, no, that's how some of these movies feel for me. If they are, great.
Let us know.
Yeah, hopefully that holds out, and you're like, no, these are the classics for me, because everybody has different tastes, and if that's true, I really hope it is for people that are more into modern movies. I hope so, for the sake of in 25 years, maybe you'll be talking about movies that came out in 2025, and you'll be going, when is AI going to come out with the new movies that are better? Well, anyway, thanks for listening today. We'll be back again. Till then, go in good spirits. Thanks for listening to the Creators Guild podcast. Don't forget to get your copy of A Flight from Shadows, available on Amazon. While you're there, please rate it and give it a review. If you like the Creators Guild, please like and subscribe, and make sure to share it with your friends. Until next time, go in good spirits.